Imagine a place on Earth that was not built for living, not meant for people to inhabit, but created to protect the future of humanity itself. A place so remote, so cold, and so silent that if everything else were lost, hope could begin again from there. This place is the Svalbard Global Seed Vault, often called the Doomsday Vault. At first glance, it looks like a simple concrete structure emerging from snow and ice. But behind that small entrance lies something far more important than it appears. Hidden deep inside this frozen mountain are more than 1.1 million seed samples from across the world, each one representing a piece of Earth's agricultural diversity. Wheat, rice, corn, beans, lentils, and countless other crops, all stored in silence, preserved in extreme cold, waiting. For thousands of years, humanity has depended on agriculture. Every civilization, from the earliest villages to modern mega-cities, has been built on the ability to grow food. But what happens if that ability disappears? What if war breaks out on a global scale, or climate change renders farmland unusable, or a disease wipes out major crops? What remains when the foundation of our survival collapses? The answer may lie inside this frozen vault. Opened in 2008, the facility was created through a collaboration between the Norwegian government and international organizations. Its purpose is simple, yet vital: to serve as a backup for the world's seed banks. Across the globe, there are thousands of gene banks preserving plant diversity, but many are vulnerable to conflict, natural disasters, economic instability, or neglect. And this vulnerability is not just theoretical, it has already happened. In 2015, during the Syrian civil war, a major seed bank in Aleppo was severely damaged. Scientists feared that invaluable genetic material had been lost forever. But backup copies of those seeds had already been stored here. They were retrieved from Svalbard and used to restore what had been destroyed. This vault did not just preserve the past, it helped rebuild it. But why build such an important facility in a place this remote? The answer lies in the environment. This region is one of the coldest places on Earth. Temperatures remain below freezing for most of the year, and even in the event of a power failure, the surrounding permafrost naturally keeps the seeds frozen. Nature itself acts as a protective system. Inside the vault, seeds are stored at around -18 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, they can remain viable for decades, centuries, and in some cases, even thousands of years. Each sample is carefully sealed, labeled, and placed on shelves within reinforced tunnels carved deep into the mountain. Interestingly, no single entity owns all the seeds stored here. Each country deposits its own samples, much like a safety deposit box. Only the depositing country has the right to retrieve its seeds. It is a neutral space beyond politics, beyond borders, dedicated entirely to preservation. Yet even a place like this is not completely immune to risk. In 2017, an unexpected event occurred. Due to rising global temperatures, melting permafrost caused water to enter the entrance tunnel. Although the seeds remained unharmed, it served as a warning. Even the most secure backup on Earth is not entirely safe from climate change. Since then, improvements have been made to reinforce and protect the structure. So what does this vault truly represent? It is more than just a storage facility. It is a symbol of foresight, a recognition that humanity understands the risks it faces and is willing to prepare for them, even if we hope those preparations are never needed. The truth is, our global food system is more fragile than it seems. Today, much of the world depends on a limited number of crop varieties. If disease or environmental change affects them, the consequences could be devastating. That is why biodiversity matters. And that is why these seeds matter. Each tiny seed stored within that frozen mountain carries thousands of years of evolution, adaptations to drought, resistance to disease, tolerance to extreme conditions. They are not just seeds, they are solutions shaped by nature over time. Now imagine a future where crops fail across continents. Fields become barren, food supplies collapse, and humanity faces a global crisis. In that moment, survival may depend on what is hidden inside this vault. Scientists could return here, retrieve ancient and diverse crop varieties, and rebuild agriculture from the ground up. It may sound like science fiction, but it is real. In the frozen silence of the Arctic, beneath skies illuminated by the northern lights, the vault stands quietly. It does not feed people today. It produces nothing. But it protects something far more important, the possibility that we always can. Because sometimes, the most important thing humanity can do is not to focus only on the present, but to prepare for the worst, in order to preserve the best. And now the question remains. If the day ever comes when everything else fails, will these seeds be enough to restore the world? Or is this vault simply a safeguard against a future we hope never arrives? The answer may already be waiting, deep inside that mountain of ice, where the future of life on Earth rests in silence. What do you think? Will humanity ever need to open this vault for survival? Or is it simply a precaution we hope we never use? Subscribe to World Unknowns to discover more mysteries.